and welcome to a new episode of the Knitting Hobbit podcast. It has once again been a while, and once again, after I said that I was going to do this more often, but it is what it is. I am here now, and I have a lot to share, both finished objects and whips. There's both new designs by me, which is really exciting, but I'm also knitting on three. Well, I'm knitting on two, but I'm also crocheting a project that is designed by other people. So it's going to be a mix of things. And I think that will be it for the future as well, because you know your butt. Because however much I do love designing, I've really been enjoying it a lot. I also just enjoy not having to think about my knitting at all, and having at least one project on a go that is not my design, that I don't have anything to do with it, that I don't need to think about, that I don't need to do any maths for. So yeah, I think it's gonna keep a mix for the coming future. Might change at some point. I might stop designing, I might go fully designing. We'll see where it goes, but that is what it is at the moment. So let's jump right in with what I am wearing. This is a pattern by me that is currently in testing. It is called the Mirkwood pullover. The yarn has been kindly sponsored by Misha from the Nocturne Studio. It is the Empyrean base, and the color is called Amas Veritas, I believe. I lost the label. I don't think I have it here. But it's a gorgeous blend of, I think there's cashmere in there and wool and something else, I thought. This is really bad. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's really soft and just a little bit fluffy. Like, it's not at all a mohair halo, and not even like a Surrey. It is just the tiniest little bit of fluff, and it's super light. This weighs absolutely nothing. It's the lightest garment that has sleeves and everything that I've ever made. I believe I've only used 2 skeins, and I've not even used 2 skeins. This entire sweater is not even 100 grams. So that is insane. Yeah, it is knit on a really big gauge, but because the yarn is so gorgeously fluffy, it fills that up really nicely, and then you can get away with a big gauge on a lace weight yarn, because it does still count as lace weight. So yeah, this is called the Mirkwood pullover, and I called it that because the lace design reminded me of trees, like tree trunks and the leaves, and then the lace that you see here kind of reminded me of the sunlight coming through the leaves on trees. So yeah, and I'm wanting to stick with the Lord of the Rings theme for as much as possible, because I'm really enjoying finding names within that world, because I love it so much, as you can obviously see by username and everything. Yeah, I really want to stick with that, and I'm really enjoying finding names. So yeah, this is currently in testing, and it will be released for my birthday, which is in the middle of August, but I think my birthday is on a Monday, so 17th. I might release it on either the Friday or the Saturday before that, so it'll be like a birthday weekend sort of thing, and not my exact birthday. Yeah, so middle of August this is coming. It could be your first fall knit, late summer. Yeah. Then next is a pattern that has released in May, which is the Marish, and the Marish are these two. I have a tee version and a sweater version. It is really warm at the moment, so I will put on the tee version to show you, and then just hold up the sweater. So The tee is made out of summer cashmere from Lana Grossa. And there you go. As you might be able to tell while I'm putting this on, it's really light, really drapey, really soft. Yeah, just a really nice summer yarn. It is, I believe, 90% cotton and 10% cashmere, and I think that cashmere just gives it that little bit softness and luxury, and it is really nice. I rarely knit with plant fibers, but I've really enjoyed knitting with this one. And then this is the marriage pullover. As you can see, it has long sleeves, and all the edges are finished with a little picot edge. This is knit out of the Wee Yarn Company Casta Lace, which is held double as it's a lace weight wool. You can hold it double and get a sport weight. This is a sport weight garment, and with the Casta Lace, that makes it that you can do really fun play with colors. So this color combination, this color is coming from a variegated yarn called the Swan, and then the orange yarn is called Ogle, I believe. But with that, you can make endless combinations, and you can make, it kind of feels to me like making your own personal colorway. Like, oh, I like a bit of that and a bit of that, and what if we mash that together? Well, you can do that with this, which is really, really fun. The marriage pattern is available in Ravelry, of course, and it has this really pretty lace in the raglan, because I personally really like designs. They're generally very simple, they're easy to knit, they're fun to knit because I like easier knits. I know there's people that like more patterns, like maybe Sari Nordlands, are very intricate and stuff, but that's a bit much for me. I knit to relax, and I can't relax if there is a million things going on and I need to cable and I need to do lace, and just little bits sprinkled in there. So the picot edges, and then the lace in the raglan, and then the rest is just plain stockinette, and the bottom is also a picot edge. And yeah, this lace kind of, you know, it kind of looks like two things. Some people say one, some people say the other. I can see both in them. The original inspiration was flowers, and marriage is a part of the Shire, also in Lord of the Rings. It's a part of the Shire where the hobbits live, and for a large part it's like bogs and stuff like that, but there's a part where there's gorgeous flower meadows, and there's this one picture, if you Google it, there's a drawing of this really cute cottage that's just surrounded by wildflowers. So that was the inspiration for this. But it also kind of looks like cat or dog paws, if you can see that. So yeah, pick whichever you like. And then you can either have a floral garment or a little dog paw garment. I think it's more dogs than cats. I don't know. Do they have different paws? I'm not sure. But yeah, really fun knit. I love my stockinette, as you will see in my whips. I have one more finished object, and that will kind of go into whips, because I'm knitting more of the same thing, a lot more. Like, there's also versions I haven't yet cast on, and that is because I am making my own basic raglan pattern that's just nothing special. You know, it's got options, and a lot of them, but they're all just basic raglans. So the main thing is that I love knitting a basic raglan. If you have seen my channel before, if you've seen my Instagram or any of that, you'll have seen that I love a basic raglan. That's nothing special, it's just a raglan. I love it. I love knitting it, I love wearing it, just love it. But what bugs me a lot about basic raglan patterns is that for every single gauge, you need to buy a separate pattern. So if you wanna over the years knit like a raglan pattern in 5 different gauges, that is 5 times that you're buying a pattern. And I don't mind buying a pattern, I don't mind supporting designers, but I just got tired of it with this super basic thing. So I am making the one raglan. Instead of the one ring, it's the one raglan. The one raglan to rule them all. So it has gauges from fingering weight all the way up to, I believe, it's like bulky. Yeah. So it's a 20 stitch gauge until a 12 stitch gauge, and then everything in between there is increments of 2. So it's like, or 24 stitches, I believe. Yeah, because 20 is the DK. 24 stitches until 14 or 12 stitches. So you have fingering weight, sport weight, DK, worsted, and then bulky. So I think it's until 14. Yeah, so 24 till 14. And yeah, it's gonna have the same neckline shape and construction as the marriage, because that is my personal favorite. It is the one construction that never rides up for me personally. I don't like it when necklines ride up and they end up sitting like that in your neck. I hate it. I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with it. So it's got the same construction as this, where you start knitting flat and you increase instead of doing short rows. You knit the full row and you just increase until a certain amount, and then you cast on the rest of the stitches in the middle. I love that construction. So I finished one, which is the coziest sweater that has ever existed. I've not woven in the ends. Oh, it's inside out as well. Great. So I knit this sweater in Lana Grossa Orsetto. There will be a lot of Lana Grossa yarns here, and if you're wondering why, no, I'm not sponsored by them. Not really. I mean, my life is kind of sponsored by them, because I work at a yarn store called Knottable, and always sells Lana Grossa yarn. So indirectly, Lana Grossa sponsors my life because of the yarn store that only sells Lana Grossa. But that does mean we can also get their yarn at a really nice discount at work. So yeah, that is why, if you're wondering, not really sponsored, but work. You can also get a kit for the marriage tee there, and a kit for the bombadil scarf, and new things that are in the makes will also get there. If they have Lana Grossa yarn, you'll be able to get a kit from them, and they pay out the pattern to me, so you'll still be supporting me. But yeah, this is it. It is Lana Grossa Orsetto, which is a boucle yarn, and I have a love-hate story with boucle yarn. It is one of my favorite yarns to wear. It is one of my least favorite yarns to knit. I hate it. I'll be honest with you. Do not recommend this if you are a beginner. Just don't even try, please. As you can see absolutely nothing. Can you see my raglan increases? Barely, maybe, if you look really well. There's 2 stitches that are like in the raglan. Where are they? I don't know. So yeah, and this has got a cowl neck. So that's the other part where I will have options. This one has a turtleneck. I will do a normal double folded round neckline. They'll all have the same base neckline, but then the way you do the ribbing differs. So there's the turtleneck, a basic double folded one. I'll do a basic not double folded one, and a mock neck. So there's 4 different ways to finish your neckline. And then of course you can also pick whether you want to do a twisted rib or a normal rib, but they're all going to be one by one. But easiest thing to change. If you want to do 2x2, then do 2x2. I don't care. Yeah, I am not gonna put this one on to show you. It is way too warm. But this is the first finished object of the one raglan. As you may understand, with all the samples I'm going to be knitting up, this is going to be a long-term thing. Ideally, I will release this next winter, but realistically, it releases whenever it releases. It might be 2 years, I don't know. We will see. So yeah, this is the last finished object, but also goes into the first of my whips. Because my next whip is, this one is the bulky gauge. The next one is the worsted gauge that I'm knitting up. And that is this gorgeous color. I am obsessed with this one. And here you can see a bit better how it is constructed and how it will look in the other yarns as well. As you can see, there's the normal raglan. It has the increases here. Yeah, and I'm working on the body. And this is going to be such a fun sweater that I'm so excited for. I'm going on holiday to Scotland end of September, beginning of October, and I think this one as a finished object will be coming along with me, and I will be wearing a lot of. This one is knit in Lana Grossa Cool Wool Super Big. It comes in these 50-gram balls, and it is really soft, 100% merino superwash wool. I've been finding that I'm getting a little bit more sensitive to yarns. As you may know, if you've known me for longer, then you know I was able to wear just about anything. But I'm finding that recently every little itch does get annoying to me. It might not even be itchy, but like a rustic wool that you just feel. And I've been really wanting more soft merino superwash garments, just in case I'm overstimulated and I can't handle any itchy or scratchy or whatever. I just want softness. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. This one will get a double folded neckline, or maybe a mock neck, but I don't really wear mock necks personally. No, this one will get a double folded neckline, and then the DK version will get a mock neck. And then the sport and fingering ways, one of them will get a basic neck and the other, I don't know. But then at least all four have been knit once and will be able to be pictured once. So yeah, this is just my mindless knit now. I just need to knit on the body. The only thing I've left to calculate, I think, is the amount of stitches to pick up for the neckline, but that should not be too hard, because for the back and for the sleeves you can just pick up 1 on 1. For the middle of the neck as well, it's just this little bit, how much you need to pick up there. So I just need to add everything up and do that. Yeah, then this one is pretty much done already. I've done it so that for everything you have a tiny little spreadsheet. So every time a number is mentioned, there will be a tiny little spreadsheet that has going like this, all the sizes, which will of course be size inclusive, like the marriages also. I don't ever want anybody to feel like they can't knit any of my patterns because their size isn't included. That's a really big thing that I immediately was sure on. I don't want to exclude anybody. So even if your size isn't currently graded, message me. I'm open to grade more sizes. I should put that in the Ravelry description as well, just to make sure that people know. I'll grade more sizes. You can test it. You can have the pattern for free. I'll grade your size and get it, and you can test it. So nobody's excluded. I don't want that. But I tend to go from a 80 centimeter bust up to 180 centimeter bust. So that should be very size inclusive. Yeah, that is this one, and I thought it would be fun to show you the yarns of the ones that I have planned to also knit in the different gauges. So because my bulky one, you can't see anything in the Orsetto. It is gorgeous sweater, but you just can't see anything, and I don't think that's a great advertisement for a knitting pattern. So I went online and I bought, finally I caved in and I bought some Lang Yarns Cloud. This is the colorway 03, color 3. And yeah, you can see why I picked this. It's got all the pinks and the lavenders and the yellow orangey colors. Yeah, more in there. And yeah, I'm really excited to cast this one on as well. But this will wait until autumn probably, because this will be a warm, heavy thing to be knitting on. That will be on your lap and everything. But yeah, this one will be my extra bulky sample where you can actually see what I've done. And then I have some hand-dyed skeins. So for the sport weight version, I'm skipping over DK for a bit. So the bulky one is the Lang Yarns Cloud and the Orsetto, and then the worsted weight is the Cool Super Big. And I'm skipping over DK for a minute because I'm unsure what to do yet. I have some ideas, but skipping over to sport weight, I have this yarn in my stash from the We Yarn Company as well, from Ros. This is the base called American. It is 40% BFL, 40% Shetland, 20% alpaca. It is 100 grams and 350 meters. I think on his website it says that it's a fingering weight yarn, but it does look a bit thicker than my fingering weight yarns, and I also think that it is a little bit fluffy. Like this will bloom once you knit it. Like if it doesn't, then what the hell? This will bloom. Yeah, it's got all these gorgeous colors in it, and it will be really fun to knit up. So I think this will be my sport weight version, bumping it one weight from the official listing, but I think that will be fine with such a woolly wool and the slight fluff that it already has, that I think will become a little bit more. And a meterage as well, 350, 100 grams. I think that will be fine for sport weight. So that I've planned for the sport weight. Then either DK or fingering. I think these two yarns, they're both from Undercover Otter, but on different bases and different colors. I could either do something similar what I did to the marriage, holding two different colors together, or I'll knit them separate for the fingering, or one for the fingering and one for some other projects in the future. It is these two, right? The one thing, I think these will be gorgeous knit together. They will be so fun because there's the purple in here as well, so some bits it won't be that like different, and then sometimes bright pink is gonna come through. That I think will be really, really fun. But then the one thing that's keeping me from doing that is that, as you can see, this base is gorgeous. It's really floppy. It is 60% superwash merino, 20% yak, 20% silk. So it is so soft, and I think this will make the most drapey, gorgeous light sweater ever. Yeah, I think that will be really nice. But then I have this one, and I still think it would be really fun to pair this with a solid purple. So I might see, maybe for the DK one, this one is on the Slasher sock base, which is a regular 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. But you do feel that this is definitely a lot softer. And I kind of want that luxury in its own thing, with the yak and the silk in it as well. And then maybe find another solid purple to hold it with this, or keep this for a separate project somewhere in the future, or another fingering weight, because I do love a fingering weight sweater. Because for the DK, I was also looking at another color that Ross has, which is just gorgeous. It's like white and it's got these pink and yellow speckles, and it would be a very neutral sweater for me, but still have colors, still have that pink and yellow that I love. So I still don't know what to do with the DK. Maybe leave your thoughts below. Tell me what you think would be a good plan to do with that. That is that big project out of the way. Next up, I have a fingering weight sweater. This one's kind of in hibernation, but I will pick this up again because it's really fun. It is this. Ooh, look at that color. I just get so excited by the color. It's another raglan because it's my favorite construction. This time it's a V-neck. The yarn is tangled a little bit. Let me fix that. Oh no, more tangles. Okay. It is a fingering weight V-neck sweater with lace sleeves. And I think this is such a fun little knit. The stockinette body is really easy, but then you have the lace sleeves. The body is already bound off, so I just have the sleeves to knit. And I've started with a little tiny little start on the first one. This yarn, do I have a label? No, I don't. This yarn is from Undercover Otter. I think it's their Squirm sock base from the top of my head, but as I said, I don't have the label, so I'm not quite sure. But the colorway is called Abigail. And that was also the inspiration for this specific lace pattern, because Abigail, Aiden told me Abigail is this movie. It's like a horror movie, and it's this ballerina vampire kid, and she sets up this whole scheme to get people to kidnap her, and then so that she can kind of like play with them and then eat them, because she's a vampire. But it's this whole scheme that she sets up herself, and then people believe on, oh, we have to kidnap this kid and we need to keep her safe and blah blah blah. It's this whole thing. But I feel like this lace pattern, it kind of has like vampire teeth, or like teeth in general vibes. So yeah, I thought that was really fun. I don't know what to name this yet. I might go off the Lord of the Rings and just call this one Abigail as well, as the yarn is just called Abigail, and it's so heavily inspired by that movie. But I'm not sure yet. Might be something different. For now, Abigail is a working name, and we'll see where this goes. This is a full ball of yarn, so you can really see all the pretty colors. There's a bit of orange in there as well. So that is that knit. Then the whip that I was working on today, which is I also showed in the last podcast episode. I've picked it up yet again. I finished the button bands. I've added on the buttons and everything, but it's still not done yet. This is the Violetta cardigan by Vert and Rose, I believe. And it has these gorgeous, really fun little 1x1 cables that kind of reminds me of like fairies, which is really fun. And so I think I haven't really watched back. I just saw that I had mentioned it. I just looked in the description of my last video. But I think last time I did the button bands, I finished the body, did the ribbing on that, which also has a cute little detail. And then I did the button bands, which are adorable. and I found these buttons. Look, how cute, how adorable is that? And then I started the sleeve, and that was it. I put it away, forgot about it again. So now that it's summer, I'm wearing dresses and skirts a lot more again, and my favorite knitted cropped cardigan that I had accidentally went into the wash and the dryer, and it's no more. It was the Airy cardigan by Fable Knitwear. I knitted in black. I wore it with everything. I love that thing so much. But yeah, I knitted with Holst yarn and a silk mohair together. So the washer and dryer, it ruined it completely. So that one had to be chucked in the bin. But now I need a new cardigan to wear with my dresses. So I've picked it up again. And I think I've done the full, I'll try it on. Because it's a cardigan, it's really easy. I think it's time to do the ribbing. Oh yeah. It is definitely time to do the sleeve ribbing. And it will be the same cute ribbing as the bottom here. And then I will have a cute cropped cardigan again. That will be perfect for like summer mornings and evenings when it's a bit chilly. Because once I'm used to the warmth, I get really cold really easily. So it has been 30 degrees for a couple days here in the Netherlands. And then when it's 24, I'm chilly and I need to put on a sweater. So having this will be amazing. I'm still very summery with the colors. I am using Lana Grossa Zeta Suri. I'm holding it together with this yarn, which is from Lianne. Lianne is from the Dodo. She stopped dyeing for a bit, but she's just started up dyeing again. But I'm not sure if she is buying Suri again, so I'm not sure if you'll be able to buy this. But yeah, this is her Funfetti colorway, and she does have this colorway on other bases. And I love it, it's so fun. So I'm holding these two together because I didn't have enough of this to hold together throughout. And yeah, it's creating this really fun effect with little fairy, butterfly, whatever they are. And it's really cute. So that's what I'm currently knitting on. So I am going to do the ribbing on this tonight. And then I want to immediately pick up the second sleeve, so then tomorrow I can continue knitting on the second sleeve. Bang that one out. Finally finished. I cast this on last year in April because I wanted a spring cardigan. So yeah, it has been a while. Not gonna say much more on that. Then I have a crochet project for once. So I was scrolling Instagram, as you do, doom scrolling, and I saw this thing that someone filet crocheted Sting, which is the sword that both Bilbo and Frodo use in Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. It's this elven sword that lights up blue when orcs are nearby. And I've always liked it because it was quite like smaller, and you know, I just like the design of it. And I've always wanted some Sting decoration in my home. But getting a replica sword, if you want a good one, it's really expensive. And also I don't really quite know where to put it because you need a nice hanger to put it on and then wall mount it, and it's a whole thing. Someday I will own one. It will happen. But then I saw someone filet crocheted a wall hanger of Sting. So that is what I'm working on. It's not that much yet, but maybe you can see it. I think you can see it a little bit there. I don't know if the background works best. No, that doesn't work. Here. So in the middle here is the point of the sword. It's just going to go straight up, and then on the side there's these leaves decorations. I thought of doing it in blue, but it doesn't really fit. Yeah, I do have those blue chairs. I didn't think it would quite fit in my interior, so I went for purple, but I don't have any purple in my interior. So I'm not sure what the thought process was there. I think I should have just done a light blue, but we're here now. I've got the yarn, I've started, I'm not starting over. And the yarn I'm working this in is Brillino, and look at that. I think that's so fun. I thought because it lights up, I want to do a glitter yarn. So this is Brillino from Lana Grossa as well. It is 83% viscose and then 17% metallic fiber. It is 25 grams, 200 meters. And I think for the pattern you needed 700 yards. I don't know what that is in meters, but I got 4 balls, then I have 800 meters. Should be plenty, I think. So yeah, it's the glitter. I'm really excited for this. I'm not sure on which wall I want to hang it because you can't really see it here. So, but my other wall is white, so we might just put it over there on the white wall. I also thought it would be fun to have it as a background here. We'll see, but I think it's going to be the white wall just to have that good contrast going on. And I'm really enjoying it, actually. I don't really crochet. The only thing I've crocheted are granny squares, and this really huge granny square. It is the only stitch I was comfortable with, but turns out this is the same 2 stitches. It is chain 1 and double crochet, and this specific pattern does have double crochet 2 together, but that's not hard either. The only thing I'll warn you about is that this is a hook that I'm using. It is 1.5 millimeter. It is absolutely tiny. There you go. Tiny. 1.5. But yeah, it's working out fine. The yarn is really splitty. I don't really recommend it for this, but the effect it's giving is giving. So we're going to keep going. I'm enjoying this little project. It's nice during the heat wave. Because we got another coming this week with like 30-degree weather. But yeah, I'll be fine. I have horrible insulation here, but I luckily can deal. I luckily can deal with the heat pretty well. So we will survive. Then last but not least, before I show this last project that's in this pretty bag, there is the Bombadil sweater. I have finished the pink version. There were some errors in there, so I started a new version, but I've just not had any motivation to knit on it. But I did want to mention it. It will come at some point. It is really pretty, but I just don't want to knit a full textured sweater at the moment. I'm just not feeling it. That feeling will come back and then I'll have it done before you know it, but not right now. But next up, if you are my boyfriend, sign off now. You're not allowed to watch this because this is his birthday present and he doesn't know about it. So that is why I kept it until the end, because I don't think he sometimes opens and watches these videos, but I don't think he'll watch them until the end. We are about 40 minutes in. I don't think he's come this far. So yeah, this is a birthday present for my boyfriend. His birthday is in September, so I still have some time. I am working on the Badger and Bloom by Anne Fensel, I think is her name. I will preface this by saying this is about the least size inclusive pattern that I've ever seen in my life. It has 4 sizes. For my boyfriend, who is a big guy, like he's muscled, but he's not like huge. you know, he's lean and muscled, and I'm knitting the second to largest size for him. So, and he's like a regular Dutch guy length, which is not small, but the second to largest size with only one size bigger. That's just no. And this is the unisex version. In a non-unisex version, I would have knitted the largest size, I believe, for him. But also in the unisex version, I believe that my size was the smallest size, and I would have plenty of positive ease. So, and I'm like a small to medium, and lately leaning more to medium than small. So do with that information what you will. I tried to look for another pattern, but I already had this yarn, so I was stuck with this kind of gauge, and I couldn't find anything else that I thought was equally pretty, and something he would wear and I would like to knit as well. So the Badger and Bloom, I think this yoke is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's really, really pretty. This is the only time you will ever see me knit with beige. It is his favorite color. Yeah, I won't say anything more about it. But I am knitting it with Drops Air in the color 2. And this green is really pretty. This is the color 46. So these are the two colors. As you can see, the green, it has a lot of depth and it's really pretty. The beige does a little bit as well, but it's beige. In Belgium, you now have this show, which is like people that come by a house, they have the show by a house for them. And there's an interior designer who is Dutch. So it's now also in Dutch streaming services because he's in it. He's called Daan Alverink. And he shares my opinion on beige. And I'll always really have to laugh. Yeah, he calls it boring beige for a Frappuccino, Ibiza houses. And they're all the same. And I agree with him. I don't like beige. I don't like it in my interior. I don't like it in sweaters. It is the most boring color that you could ever pick for anything. But my boyfriend loves it and I love my boyfriend, so you do what you gotta do. You knit a beige sweater, but you do still add some color work in there with a really pretty green, so that at least you can still have something nice to look at. This is really dramatic, I'm sorry. The hatred for beige, it goes deep. I like colors that spark joy. And beige is just meh. I can't, there's colors you don't like because, green is not my favorite color, but I can still say that's a really pretty green. With beige, it's just, I have no opinion about beige, it's just beige. Browns are still like pretty browns and non-pretty browns. Beige is just beige. Yeah. Anyway. I think this is getting really pretty. The design is super pretty. There will be a little bit of the color work at the bottom of the sleeves and at the bottom of the body. So that will tie it all together. Which I think always is really nice because however much I love a color work yoke or textured yoke, I always feel like it's a separate sweater from the rest of it because if it doesn't come back at all. But like this, there's like just a little, one of those little things that comes back at the bottom and that just ties it together, makes it so much better. And I don't know why not more people do that because it just lifts your design up so much and makes it so much prettier. So yeah, that is the sweater I'm working on for my boyfriend. So that is a lot of whips. So my plans, oh no, I forgot one. I have so many whips, I forgot one. It's in this bag, which is from work, and I have a coffee stain on it, as you do. This is another new design, but this time it is a shawl. And it is once again a Seta Suri, which is the Suri alpaca with silk. And I'm obsessed with it. It is so much fun. It will be a basic triangle shawl. If the cable wants to cooperate, I can show you. Oh, wait, let me take up some space on that cable. Look how pretty. So I kind of dug my own grave, and now I have all of this attached, and this yarn is on that side. So I have all of this attached to this project all of the time, which is 100% my own fault. But the pattern for this will be very modifiable, because for the contrasting color, you can do one color. You can do 2 colors, you can do 10 colors, you can do however many you like. You can do scraps, you can do an advent. Go wild. Go absolutely fucking wild. I dare you. Please come, when I finish this pattern, please come test for me and do the wildest shit you can with it while still looking pretty, of course. Yeah, just keep your main color the same, and with that contrast color, do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. It's just a basic garter stitch triangle shawl, but it has these slip stitches, and then with the stripes going either way, I think it's a really effective design. But it's really easy to knit, really simple. I really like it. It's exactly my kind of knit, like I said at the beginning of this with the Marish. Simple, but just a little something special. That's this with these little stripes. I think it's really fun. And all the colors, they are adorable. The only thing I was thinking when I was this far along that I am right now is that it would be really pretty if the border was white. But now looking at it, I don't mind it that much actually. So what I think is I will keep this one like this, and then I'll make another sample, maybe with scraps or whatever. And then I will keep the entire I-cord, because it's an I-cord border. I'll keep the entire I-cord white. So that will be the tiniest little bit of intarsia over here, just for the I-cord. Tiny little bit. So you can do that if you've never done intarsia before. It's easy. And the reason that I've picked I-cord is so that all these strands, you can just hide them right in there. Nobody will ever see that you're carrying all these strands at the same time. So yeah, that is another one that I'm working on. I just started this last week. So yeah, the first part of course always grows super quickly of a triangle shawl, and then it really slows down. But the nice thing about this, I will knit this until my yarn's finished. You can stop at any point. All you need to make sure is that you have enough of the main color to do the I-cord bind off at the end. So yeah, that was truly my last project. I also don't know what else to chat about. So I hope you really enjoyed this podcast episode. A lot of new things, a lot of whips, I know. It was a long as ramble, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!